Hey, this is Beverly. I will not be denied Bozeman. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. I appreciate it so much. Be sure and share this broadcast with your friends and your family. Be sure to turn on the notification bell so that you'll know when I drop a new video. Like and subscribe to the channel. So on my last video, I told a story and I thought that it was kind of hard to follow, and I said I would do better on my next video. So this is the next video, and I'm going to do something a little different. I'm going to tell you the purpose for the video, or the just behind the story first, and then I'll get into the story. So don't do something that you know you're not capable of doing just because you see other people doing it, even if you are encouraged by them to do it. Just don't do it. So the story goes, I think I was about 19. I was a sophomore in college, and I was trying out for the cheerleading team. And I wasn't very athletic, but there wasn't a lot of athleticism. I think that's how, wasn't a lot of tumbling, and wasn't a lot to it. It was mainly cheers and dances. It wasn't a whole lot of like tossing in the air, stuff like that. So I felt like I could do it. And I had always wanted to be a cheerleader. And this was my opportunity. And some girls I knew, they were going to try out too. So we got with somebody who taught us the routine for the tryouts. They told us it was going to be an interview first, and then do your routine. Bam, they'll make a decision. I was like, I can do that. I can do that. But there were some things I didn't take into consideration. I had gained the freshman 15. I wasn't very athletic to begin with. In high school, I was in the marching band, and the girls who were trying out with me, they encouraged me to keep going and keep trying out because, you do so good with the practices and stuff. And I think we had practiced for about a week, learning the routines and stuff. And some of the girls had been cheerleaders before, and then some of them had the real small build and stuff, so they how that works. So the day of the tryouts, we go to the gym and whatever, and in my mind I was, hey, I'm finna be a cheerleader, baby. I'm getting ready to do this thing. I was ready. Honey, they had us to do the cheer first. I was so out of breath. When they did the interview, guess who they interviewed first? Not like one-on-one, everybody else scatter. It was like, where you stand? You. This is your question. It was like watching an interview with James Brown. Sit up, huh? That's what it sounded like. In my head, that's what I sounded like. I was so out of breath. I was gasping and swallowing, and yeah, but I was smiling. One of the things that I learned was smile through the routine, and when they do ask you questions during the interview, make sure you are smiling. I was smiling, struggling to breathe. Struggling like a big dog, honey. But I was smiling. Needless to say, I didn't become a cheerleader that year or any year after that. It was pitiful. And to be truthful, I was disappointed in myself. Not that I didn't make the cut, because I was good. I think had they done the interview first and then the routine, because I smashed the routine, I probably would have been a cheerleader. But I probably also would have made a fool out of myself. I wasn't prepared. I wasn't prepared for the position. I wasn't prepared for the position, and I allowed the excitement of the event and the excitement from the other girls, I allowed that to make me see myself in another way. I saw myself as being capable, but in real life, I wasn't. I was disappointed in myself. I didn't beat myself up, but I was very disappointed in myself because I was on the road to independence, not just independence from high school to college, being at home to being on my own, so to speak. It was the independence of following the crowd. I grew up in an era where following the crowd was acceptable, and even more so, it was expected. If you were a free thinker or you were a loner, you were a weirdo, outcast, whatever. And I was finding my way through life, but I was also finding comfort in thinking for myself and not doing what everybody else was doing, but doing what was best for me. So I kind of set myself back a little bit. But I am having a revelation right now I wasn't prepared for the position. It's just I'm just getting a revelation about some stuff that's going on right now too. And I did not see that I wasn't prepared. All I saw was the excitement. I always wanted to be a cheerleader. I get a chance to be a cheerleader now. And the girls were encouraging me. You can do it. You can do it. And, you know, but had I made the squad, I probably would have failed miserably. I probably would not have lasted because I didn't check into how the practices went. I didn't check to find out if they had like workout routines they had to do. There was, you know, you had to maintain, I think it was a B average or a C average or something like that. You know, what type of people they were, the girls on the squad, what type of people they were before they joined, because they could have been a group of people that I didn't fit in with. You know, I didn't check into any of that. So, according to the gist of the story that I gave you in the beginning, don't do something that you know you shouldn't do, especially when you see other people do it or other people encourage you to do it, because you can end up in a bad situation. Now, I could have ruined my level of self-esteem, right? By had they done the interview first and then done the routine and I made it, I could have gone through the practices and would have been like, dang, I can't hang in these practices. Then I would have felt defeated. Or I could have hung out with the girls and would have been like, I'm not a good fit. And then that might have done something to my self-esteem, or got out in front of the crowd and you know, been scared to pieces and fumbled and messed up and looked like a dummy. And that would have been a whole different can of worms to open up. But I'm kind of, wow, because I'm getting a revelation about some stuff right now. But I hope I did a good job on telling y'all the story and sticking to it. I want to encourage you to consider what it is that you are wanting right now that is not happening as fast as you thought it would. Even if it's something that you've been wanting all your life or for the past 10 years, and you have been just working at it, or it's been a really strong desire. Are you prepared for it? Maybe that's why it's not happening. Not because it's not meant to happen, but because you're not prepared for the position, or you're not prepared for the power that comes along with it, or you're not prepared to be in the spotlight. Quite possible. Now, the question is, if you're not ready, how do you get ready? Now, I don't have an answer for that, because that's a question that I'm asking myself about a certain situation. And I don't have an answer to give you as far as this is why. But I do want to give you a piece of homework that might help you get to your answer. Whatever the thing is, as long as it's not illegal, immoral, or unethical, I'm not going to help you get somebody else's husband. I'm not going to help you kill nobody. I'm not going to help you steal nothing from nobody. I'm not going to help you set nobody up. None of that foolishness. Whatever that thing is, research it. There's a wealth of information on the internet. There's a wealth of information that you can get from somebody who's already doing it, who has done it, to find out as much as you can so that you can get prepared for it. It might be a case of timing. You know what I'm saying? It could be a case of where you have to mature a little bit. You have to get some people out of your life. You have to lose some weight. You have to become a more positive person. You have to develop a better daily routine, because where you're going or what you're trying to do requires a certain skill level, and you can't do that if your attention span is like that, or if you always want to watch TV during your downtime, right? That's the other side that you won't find out about until you get into it. But do your research and find out everything you can about it, because for the things that we want, we just look at it as this is what we want and this is why we want it. But we don't necessarily look at what it will take to have it and maintain it. We can look at the folks on social media, movies or whatever, and we can see people in coveted positions. We can see people who are successful or so-called successful, but they get it and then they lose it. They rise and then they fall for various reasons, but a lot of times it's they weren't prepared for it. So whatever it is that we are desiring, we want to, while we are at the bottom or we're in the preparation stage, we want to create the strongest foundation that we can, dig the deepest roots that we can, so that as we're going up, we can maintain what we get along the way to help strengthen what's at the bottom. Because it would be a really sad day or a really sad situation to finally get our pause on what it is that we want, but we can't keep it because we weren't prepared. And here's the thing, we can get prepared for what we want. One thing at a time, do as much research as we can. If it's a car that you want, it's not just about going out to get the car. How much are the taxes? How much is the insurance? How much is your insurance going to go up? What is the maintenance on it? If gas goes up another $1 a gallon over the next 4 years, will you be able to have it? How much do the tires cost? Do you live in a state to where the taxes are really high? Are you going to be able to drive it to places other than to work? You know, we don't think about stuff like that. And maybe that's why we don't have those things yet. All right, that's it. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. I appreciate it so much. Be sure to release your genius, pull out the impossible every day. Remember, you will have whatever it is that you say, so be positive when you speak, Queen.